Hello, Sensei Cisco here. We are currently setting up the lobby for this evening's live stream. In this video, we are going over both our basic class lessons and intermediate. Should be, if the stream stays connected, about 2 hours long, 1 hour for each class. In these classes, we will be covering our course warm-ups and stretches. Then we'll go into key hunt exercises for kicks, footwork, stances, and upper body strikes. This will take the form of using a chair for our kicks as a target to both go over and hit specific points. And then we'll speak on footwork, how we place our weight using our feet for different stances and transitions between those stances. So if you're joining us later and you would like to jump straight to the lesson, you should be able to jump to about the 5 or 6 minute mark, as we do start these live streams early to allow time for the lobby to propagate and share through social media to get the word out. So I'll be taking the next few minutes to share this through those social media profiles, and we'll look forward to having you guys jumping in with us here in just a bit. Now, that being said, you guys get to look at my forehead for a minute while I hit some buttons and share on our platforms. So right now we are sharing over on our Facebook page. You can, if you aren't subscribed to us on Facebook, you can go over there. We are Cincy Martial Arts LLC, and you can click the like button and follow. Basic, intermediate. There we go. Now, looks like we can actually write into here. Go ahead and comment our connection code, HTTPS // 2.be / All right, now we are uploading to our Instagram, 1HK, and I am putting in the HTML code so our Instagram followers can find us and jump on over. BDZ UJQ UJQ. Unfortunately, YouTube does not share directly to Instagram. Instead, we have to type in the HTML directly so folks can copy and paste if they would like to join us. All right, that looks to be there. Fantastic. And we'll go ahead, make sure our phone is muted, and we are set to go. So fortunately, I can't see anybody. It's been driving me crazy not being able to see all my students every day. But as long as you guys are here, jumping in to move around and continue with your training to the best of your ability, that's what's most important. Life is going to always take us in strange directions, and you can't plan for a pandemic. You can prepare for one, but when these sort of thing happens, you just got to roll with the punches. Same as in your kumite practice, someone throwing strikes, roll with it. Take what life gives you and make the best of the situation. Now, for today, what I would recommend is for you to go out, grab a chair, preferably something that sits about hip height, either for the back rim, or if you don't have as great the flexibility, this can always be turned around and pulled to the front side for the seat. We're going to use this for a height marker for our kicks later today. So please take a moment, find something real quick, bring it over to your training space or wherever you have your computer or streaming platform that you're using, because this will be coming into play later in this evening's practice. Looks like we have probably about 1 more minute. So I like to start promptly at 6 o'clock. And those of you who tuned in earlier should be hitting about that 5-6 minute fast forward mark. So we'll get going here in about 30 seconds. Now, throughout our training today, again, our main focuses are Kihon and Kata. If you have partners at home, folks that you can work with, whether it be brothers or sisters, husband, your wife, siblings, whomever it may be, if you are going to practice your partner drills, do so carefully and mindfully. Safety must come first. You don't have a coach overviewing you at the time, so making sure that things are done to the utmost safety and in a slow, controlled environment is most important. Simply because combative drills and partner techniques can get very dangerous very fast. So while I'll be focusing primarily on Kihon and Kata, as I have been the past 2 weeks, I encourage you, if you have the partners, work together on those partner drills that we've done in class before, or that you can find here on our YouTube channel in Civil Brother playlists. So that all being said, let's go ahead and come together. Cascade. Break. Smash. And let's warm up. Jumping jacks. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Jich. Juni. Jisan. Jishi. Jigo. Jurok. Jisichi. Juhachi. Jiku. Nit. Juch. Juni. Jisan. Jishi. Jigo. Jurok. Jisichi. Juhachi. Jiku. Sanji. Sanjich. Sanjini. Sanjisan. Sanjishi. Sanjigo. Sanjirok. Sanjisichi. Sanjihachi. Sanjiku. Shiju. Shijich. Shijini. Shijisan. Shijishi. Shijigo. Shijiroku. Shijisichi. Shijihachi. Shijiku. Goju. And Yame. Take a deep breath. Now, before I get attacked in the comments, I do realize that I am saying Shiju for our 40s, and in Japanese, this typically be turned into Yonju. Yon replacing the number 4 when you're speaking on higher numbers or the sort of value placement. If you're speaking on specifically the number 4, it would be Shi. The reason I use Shiju, Shijuichi, Shijuni is honestly this is something my master did as I was growing up. And I didn't learn of the cultural language difference until much later in life in college. So I use the Shiju simply because this is what I'm accustomed to from when I was a tall growing up. But if you are in Japan, it would be Yonju, Yon being 4. Same thing with 7, Sichi being Nana. Same principle applies on there. But let's get back into it. For warm-ups, let's go into our push-ups. Waking up the arms. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Roku. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Take a seat. And sit-ups. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Roku. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Excellent. Stand on up. And pencil squats. Knees together. Jich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Roku. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And shake it out. All right, now that our muscles are waking up, we're getting some blood flow, let's go into our stretch. Feet shoulder width apart, reach for the sky, and keeping the knees straight, touch the floor. Hitch, knee, sun, cheat, go, roku, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Feet just outside shoulder width at your elbows, or crisscross. Hitch, lean back, knee, sun, chi, go, roku, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. And fan the toes, press the knees. And here we're looking to keep our back straight, kind of sticking your tail out as you push the insides of your knees out towards the walls. Drop the right shoulder. Switch. Dropping the left. And sit in center, back straight, rock side to side. Keeping your feet flat on the floor. Try and lower your hips as deep as you can go. Keep your knees in line with your toes. Toes up, so you can drop your hips further down to your heel. Two more. Excellent. Go ahead, swoop down center. Wide open leg cobra. And down. Once you take your feet, bring them together, and sit back onto your heels. Now here we're going to bring our hips forward into what's known as a frog stretch. So my soles of my feet are together, knees are pressed out. I'm going to roll my hips back to my feet. Try and keep my hips down to the floor to press the knees out. And rest down middle. Very good. Pull the knees in. And take a seat. Right leg out. Grab the toes. Important thing here is we're keeping the knees straight. Switch your feet. Keeping the knee down on the floor. Good. Both feet in. Butterfly. Now, holding this butterfly position, I'm going to slide forward a little bit. I'm actually going to turn to the side here so you can get a better view. Holding my butterfly, I'm going to take my left leg, bring it around the back, and rise up on the right foot for a pigeon stretch. Here, I'd like to take your hips onto your heel and back to the floor. Up and down. On your foot, on the floor. And bow to the center, placing your toes on your belly button. And switch. Go ahead and roll to the other side. So now we got our left foot bent in the middle, right leg back, and lift your hips onto your heel, back to the floor. Heel, floor, heel, floor. And bow down the center, placing your toes on your navel. Excellent. And come on up. Bounce it out. Kick off the legs. And shake the hips. Roll the arms. Reverse. And twist. All right. And feeling pretty warm? Now, of course, turn away. Belt came loose. And we're all set. It looks like we have a couple comments here. Hello, Miss Megan. Hello, Reed. Good to hear from you. I know I miss you a lot, so I hope you're having fun. Now, to go into our first exercise for basic class, we have 4 basic kicks. These being front kick, driving the knee to the ball of the foot, knee and down. Axe kick, which has us cross the legs before we swing around and down the middle. Side kick, which has us exposing our side before we press the heel outwards. And round kick, which has us pointed side again, this time pulling the foot back with the knee pointed and extending the instep across. We're going to take all 4 of these kicks and use them with the chair I mentioned earlier. So if you haven't grabbed your chair, you came into the stream a little late, please grab a chair that is about waist height and bring it into your training area in front of your screen. We're going to use this as our target. For each kick, I'm not going to look to strike the back of my chair, but rather place my foot just above the center point of this chair. In other words, if my chair is here, here's my center point, I'm going to place my foot right here. This means each of my strikes, at least this chair being my height, will place my foot in the stomach of my opponent. Now, if you can't find a chair that is tall enough, feel free to jump to the other side and use the seat as your target zone. If you don't have the flexibility, it's just your knees, that's fine. Flexibility comes with time. What I'm mostly concerned about is a full extension. Is your knee locking out for the strike point? But we can adjust this. Grab a box and place it on the seat. This will raise that level, so now you can kick a little higher. Set something that feels comfortable for you. I'll give you about 10-15 seconds. Experiment. Can you put your foot straightened out all the way over, both to the side and to the front? Once you have that set up, we'll get started. Now for me, I'll go ahead and put it all the way up here at the belt so that I can push my limits and really get a good exercise. When you're training kicks, having a minimum belt height is recommended, as this forces your muscles to work their hardest. Anything above the belt level on a kick stresses the muscles, and this is what we want. Anything below the belt, you're really looking more at the technique and the details of chamber and extension. This is easy, this is tough. Always train tougher than what you need. All right, starting off with my Gary front kick. Right leg back, drawing the knee and pushing the toes above. Do not hit the chair. Do not hit the target. Go right above it. And your heads up. Itch. Knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Switch. Lock that leg out. Itch. Knee, point your belt knot. Sun, sheep. So you're hitting down the middle of the triangle. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Excellent. Shake it off. And we'll go to side kicks. Here I'm going to position the side of my body. Not the exact side of my hip, but about 15 degrees more towards sort of the side of my glutes, i.e. your butt cheek. So if you're just starting off, preset your turn, knee in front before you extend. If you have a bit more rank, use your full pivot for this. Pivot up, pivot back. Ready? Itch. Knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Switch sides. Ich. Ni. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And shake it off. Now for our axe kick, we're going to change it up just a little bit because axe kick is a downward strike. And obviously, I don't want to hit a chunk of metal. So what I'm going to do is target the very center and using just my big toe, the tip of my toe, I'm going to flick that point, coming up and draw my toes to tap the top as I draw to my chamber. So we'll draw and pull to square. Ready? Ich. Ni. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Switch. Ich. Ni. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Excellent. And last one, the round kick. At least last one for basic. For this, we're going to point our knee to the center point. Our foot is going to drag, sort of sliding from the back side to the front side and return. So your kick should come across the top like you're sliding and returning. Careful not to hit your chair. If this is wood or metal, it's going to hurt. So lift it up tall. Ready? Again, if you're new, preset your pivot to point the knee. If you have some experience, use your pivot. Ich. Knee. Straight leg. Sun. Keep the knee out. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And switch. Ich. Ni. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And relax. Right, shake it out. Loosen up. All right, making good time. So at this point, we go ahead, put your chairs away, and I'm going to move mine up out of view, so I also don't accidentally hit it to the side or move to our next exercise. Now, moving on to our footwork. Last week, we spoke on using the balls of our feet to allow us to turn, especially when it comes to moite, crossing in front, twisting on the ball of the foot to facilitate a turn while simultaneously switching the feet and creating a lot of that hip power to strike with. What I'd like us to talk a little about today and focus on is how the toes and heels work together. So let's warm this up by first starting in our kate, feet are in a V, and I'm going to slowly place my hands on my hips, take my right heel, turn it out, bring it back, then the left, bring it back. So that the ball of my foot stays in place. Go ahead and start rocking this back and forth. Right, left, back, right, back, left, back, right, back, left, back. And notice I'm also kind of turning my body with this. So when my heel's pointing out, my toes are parallel with my chest. Then I return to center, feet in a V, chest in the center. Parallel, center, parallel, center. I'm going to keep going with this motion, being mindful that the ball of your foot isn't moving around. That we're not kicking out and returning, kicking out and returning. So here my foot is moving. We don't want this. And now we're focusing on keeping the balls of our feet in place and allowing ourselves to pivot on that central point. All right, and very good. Relax. Now let's take a look how this affects with our heels. So now we're going to alternate. Go ahead and move to one side of your space, feet in a V, hands on the hips. From here, we're going to take our right heel out. Our left toes are going to come up, so we're on our heel, pull them in. So now we're kind of reversed. Toes are in, heels are out, sort of a backwards V. Then my right toes, heel comes up, toes come up, so I'm on my heel to turn out. Lift on my left toe to bring the heel in. Right heel out, left toe in. Right toe out, left heel in. Right heel, left toe. Right toe, left heel. Are you returning to your V each time? Heel, toe, backwards V. Toe, heel, forward V. Heel, toe, toe, heel. Heel, toe, toe, heel. When you get to your end, simply reverse direction. Left heel, right toe, left toe, right heel. Heel, toe, toe, heel. Heel, toe, toe, heel. Heel, toe, toe, heel. Keep it going. Heel, toe, toe, heel. Reverse. Heel, toe, toe, heel. If you get open, close them up. Be mindful that you're always touching your heels in the center. 1, 2, 3, 10, 4. Heels together. 1, 2, toes are touching. 3, 4, heels are touching. 1, 2 to toe. 3, 4 to heel. 1, 2 toe. 3, 4 heel. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ich, me, sun, she. Ich, me, sun, she. Ich, me, sun, she. Ich, me, sun, she. Excellent. Now, if you feel confident so far and you're able to get this touching heels and touching toes, more often than not, you're feeling good about it. You're not having to shuffle or adjust your feet. Let's move on to the next section. For this, we're going to do both feet at the same time. So, starting with our heels together, I'm going to turn my heel out and my opposite toe in at the same motion. So, for this, I'm going to lift the left toe, lift the right heel, and twist to the backwards V. Then I'll switch it. Left toe, right heel for 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now, one of the things that'll help you with this, sort of a trick, is think with your knees. When my toes are out, my knees are out. When my toes are in, my knees are in. So you can kind of think of this as squeezing your knees, open your knees. Close your knees, open. Close, open. Close, open. All the way down. All right, let's go ahead and take it away. Move at your own pace. Start slowly at first and then increase speed. It looks like we do have a comment. Gracie's here tonight. Good to see you, Gracie. Thank you for joining. All right, start moving up and back. Let's try and make it. My space is about 10 feet long, so I'm going to try and come up and back at least 2 to 3 times. Ready? Begin. With experience, you'll be able to move very quick. But make sure you're getting to the toes, getting to the heels. That your V's are completely open or closed. And if they're not, adjust. Take it slow. Take it fast. Take it slow. Take it fast. Keep going one more round as we speak. So, again, what we're focusing here is, where is my weight? Am I pressing in with the ball or pressing in with the heel? This will help me shift my weight slightly forward or back, depending on how I want my foot to move. Do I need my heel to flick out, or do I need my toe to flick out? More often than not, it's going to be your heel that flicks. We turn on the ball of our foot good 90% of the time. But there are some cases where turning on the heel is important. Take, for instance, we got a knee, where we have this first side chop. Here, in order for me to step through and get to this outside block in the next move, I'm going to turn on my heel to open the gate for my left foot to step through into the block. Heel to step through. This allows me to move directly where I just chopped. Say I went through and chopped somebody into the neck or up towards the temple. I would hit, step in, and then use the back fist to maybe strike to the opposite temple, to hit them on the right side and then the left side immediately. So this would be one bunkai that we could apply to that, focusing on how that heel turns out. All right, so let's shake it out. Feet should feel pretty good, and we are at the 5-minute mark before we take our water break. So let's now apply this motion to Shikarachi and Zenkutsu. What you can take is your Shikarachi sitting in the center, and hands in the hips, turning on our toe. I'm going to turn to my left, pointing my right heel out, then pull it back to center. Sit in the middle, turn to the right, so now I'm away from the right foot. Left heel is turned out. Left heel in, right out, right in. Left out, left in. Right, left, right, left. Try and stay low here. If we're rising up and then dropping, this is going to shift your weight in a funny way. We want direct turns. This way our energy can twist in a straight line down to a strike. In fact, let's add the strike or reverse punch. Shikarachi, where my right heel turns out, my right hand's going to punch to the corner, not to the wall. Then drag it back to chamber. Let's go. Turn to the right, punching left, pushing left. Left. Up. 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 Count it out. Ich. Ni. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Gu. Chu. Little faster. Ich. Ni. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Gu. Chu. Notice, even though we're moving quick, I'm not turning straight into it. I am returning to my squat, but it's brief. It happens quickly. So I'm going to pull one heel in before the opposite heel twists out. Time and proficiency will speed up this reaction. So we kind of want to think of it as dominoes. As one domino falls, it hits next, in the next, in the next. For this, first domino, second domino. First domino, second domino, third domino, fourth domino. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ishni-sanchi. 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 4 corner punches. All right, go ahead, shake it loose. And let's go ahead and bow for water. Breathe. And take about 30 seconds to a minute, probably closer to 30 seconds. Get yourself a drink of water. And if you have any questions, this is a great time to hit the comments, write it in, and I can elaborate further on anything you have to say. And I'm going to, where's my water? I gotta find my water real quick. Go ahead and type it in. I'll be right back. What first started your love for martial arts? So what started my love for martial arts, funny enough, was three things: Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, and Dragon Ball Z. I was a geeky little kid. I still am. But those three shows were things that I binged. Whenever I got off school, I'd pull up, Fox Kids or Nickelodeon. I think even Disney Channel. Did I have Disney Channel? I don't know. Star 64, I think, was one of them. This was way back in the 90s when cable television was still the big thing. For our younger students, this is probably well before your time. But I loved watching those shows, and the things that those characters did in self-defense and strength and confidence, I looked up to. I was always a very shy and reserved child. I didn't have friends. I was awkward. Sorry, I'm shaking the computer here on my hands on the desk. So seeing the confidence that the martial arts gave these characters made me think, well, I'm kind of shy. I don't like big team sports. So I don't really want to do baseball or football or soccer. It just didn't interest me. It's too many people. But martial arts, there's something. That is an individual sport. I don't have to work with other people. There are other people there, but I don't have to talk to them. I was shy, but I knew it could build a lot of confidence in me because, well, Donatello is confident, even though he's the nerd, the geek of the group. Donatello and his gadgets. I really connected with that. Even with Power Rangers, my favorite one was the Blue Ranger, Billy. He was the nerd of the group, but he could kick butt and hold his own, and it was very inspirational to me. So I wanted to be like them, and that's what got me started. And I started taking after-school classes in my school gymnasium back when schools would allow that sort of thing. And then I transferred to main campus later on. And I've been doing that for close to 30 years now. I think it's 27 years I've been practicing now. So, very good question. Thank you. All right. Let's get back into it. Again, talking about our legs. So, moving into these stances, what I'd like us to do now is combine our blocks and strikes. So, starting in a yoi position, feet shoulder width apart, fists in front. We're going to step back with the right leg, throw an out high block to the head, and then turn on that back toe for the reverse punch before returning up to center. My left foot is going to stay planted here, toes pointed forward, knee pointed forward. So even as I drop, that knee is pointed. As I turn, that knee remains pointed. And I stand up, knee remains pointed. My left leg, at least from the knee down, does not move whatsoever. Ready? Let's go 5 on each side. We're going to do high, out, in, and low. Yoi positions. Itch. Knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Switching feet. Now my right knee is going to stay in place. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. So, are you being mindful to turn on the toe so the heel pushes out when you throw that punch? Just like our corner punches from earlier, when the heel pops, the punch presses. All right, moving into Chudan Uke, outside block. Ready? Plant the left, step with the right. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Yo. Roko. Sichi. I've two in. Switch feet. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. One more bonus for the miscount. Hup. And switch back to the right. Ura. Junanuke, or inside, reverse chest block. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Yo. Roko. Switch feet. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Yo. Roko. One bonus for the miscount. It's hard to talk and practice at the same time. This is why I usually in class walk around as I talk and give corrections instead of demonstrating the whole time. Multitasking. It's a thing. All right. Last one. Geidan uke. Ready. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Yo. Switch. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And shake it out. Go ahead, pump the legs. Get the blood flow moving nice and smooth. All right. Now, we can combine with different strikes. Again, anytime we're throwing a block, blocks can be strikes, strikes can be blocks. In Japanese, all of these blocks, Joran-uke, Churan-uke, Ura Churan-uke, or Geidan-uke. Uke commonly is seen as the word for block in the English translation. But what uke really means in Japanese is to receive or to get something, have something given to us. So anytime we're throwing a block, what we're doing is we're receiving a strike and deflecting it. So by changing up how we view this terminology can affect how we approach the technique itself. In this case, we are receiving a strike, so we are pushing it out of the way, using our upper forearm kind of just below the wrist to knock a strike that's coming at our face and popping it up over the head, or out from the chest, or down below the belt. Once we've received it, we can give back. Because one thing karate teaches us is charity. If you receive something, give it back. In my case, I received decades worth of education, and now I am giving back to you. I've learned, and now I teach. If you are given a punch, you give one back. But of course, being mindful of the situation, do not go around just punching people. Be the bigger person, block and fuse before the situation gets too hostile. But this is the overall idea. So anytime we're blocking, we are receiving a strike and then countering to deliver one back. All right, let's now move into Fugare. So our first kata, we've been doing this for a couple weeks now, keeping in mind where our foot placement is. For this, what I'm going to do is lower our camera angle here so that you're a bit more focused on the footwork and how my feet are transitioning from point to point. So by standing back here, looks like we can't see where my feet are. I want you to track how my heels turn and the balls of my feet and replicate it yourself. So, Katsuke, on attention, break, onegaishimasu, yoi. Even in Yoi, I start with my heels together, the balls of my feet are locked to the ground, and I push the heels out so that the toes can point forward. Similar to when we were sidestepping, only I'm only going halfway instead of turning all the way. So, Yoi, heels poke out, and up. Going to the left, pushing my left toe to the wall for Shikarachi, and then turn, pushing the heel out on the right foot for my low block. Step up. Here, both feet are pointing towards my target for my strike. I'm a little close to the wall, so I'm going to come forward just a hair. When I step back, my right foot is going to step back and across. And notice my heel is way up off the ground. This way my toe is really pressing in. Then I can drop my heel. My right foot, heel drops as my left heel turns out. There's my Shikarachi before completing the turn for Zenkutsu. Step through, both feet pointed for that punch. Coming down the line, left foot draws in and forward down the line for my Shikarachi, turn to Zenkutsu. Then 3 steps forward, 1, 2, 3. Taking the left foot to the back corner, I'm going to cross my feet. So my weight's kind of pushing onto my right foot. Left foot pushes all the way back to the corner behind me. And again, heel is up before I turn on my toes to drop my heel for my Shikarachi and then push the right heel out. And here I should be pointed about 45 degrees to the back corner. Push up to a standing position. Step out to the right, pointing the toes where I'm moving. Toes and knees always point where we want. And turn on the back foot so my chest can line up. Step up and through for the second high block. Left foot is then going to shift over, pointing my toes straight down the line at that back wall, and reverse punch. Now notice my right foot is pointed to the corner here. When I punch, the heel flicks out because I'm snapping the hip on the punch. And now I'll do 3 more. Step through, reverse punch, step, Daikazuke, step, Daikazuke. Then back corner again, left foot steps, heel is up. I turn on the right toe as I drop my heel, then push the right heel through to point 45 degrees. Step through for the high punch. Right foot steps out, pointing to the corner I want to go to. Left heel turns out for the low block. I step up for the high punch. Before I pull back, I notice my right foot is still pointed in this corner. I'm going to pull back to my heels together for Yoi and bow. Now, I'm going to adjust this angle a little bit higher so you can still see my feet, but hopefully you can see a little bit of the hand position at the same time. This way we can coordinate our hands and feet as one motion. All right, Kyosuke. Great. You got itch. Yoi. Heels turn out so the toes are parallel. Itch. Knee. Sun. Heel up before we drop it and turn the rest of the way through. Sun. Roshi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Step to the back corner. Heel is up. So we can drop the heel, turning on the right toe, and then keep that turn going to point our low block at the corner. Up. High block. Up. Point where we want. Then flick the heel out. Up. Up. Point the toe. Flick the heel with the punch. 2, 3, 4. Now I just did a shuffle there because I ran out of space. But you should be right foot forward at this point. Up. Back corner with the heel up. Twist the right heel out as you drop the left. Continue the right turn to your 45 on that low block. Up. Punching up to the face. Up. Push the heel out. Notice I'm kind of bringing my foot in first. Now I can push forward. Heels together, and then press out. Up. Hey. Three. Very good. Now, I believe, let's see, good itch. Huh, why am I doing open yoys here? I'm very sorry. There is not an open yoy on Forget Itch. It is a closed yoy. I'm mixing those up with Penons. I was running those earlier today and just kind of got stuck in the old noodle. Yeah, I apologize. But this is a closed yoy for Forget Itch as well as Forget Knee. That's my mistake. So, closed yoy, but be mindful of that open yoy. This will come into play later on in your training or currently if you're of higher rank. So, that being said, let's check our time real quick. We are, all right, we still got 15 minutes. Plenty of time. And for this one, I'm going to change my direction. So I'm going to start in reverse. So in this position, you can still see my feet. Excellent. And got it. Great. You're going to itch. Yo. Now my kata isn't changing. I'm just facing the back so you can see a slightly different angle on my feet. Do not change yours. Continue to look at the screen. Up. 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 Heel is up. Heel drops as I turn. Up. 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 Back corner. Drop the heel, turning both heels around as we go. Up. 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 Dropping. Up. Up. Hey. Hey. Three. Very good. And that is our Forget Itch. Now, if you have moved on, if you're yellow belt or higher, we're going to move into Forget a Knee. For my white belts, what I can do is go ahead and feel free to walk along for this one. Get a little peek ahead at what's to come. For this, I am going to readjust the camera back up so that you can see the hand strikes as well. I do want us to still continue to think about the ball of the foot as we turn, but our hand strikes are going to be a bit different for this one, so I'd like you to see as much of the full body as possible for replication. All right. So, starting in, okay? Forget a knee. Your. Now for this one, instead of dropping out with the left foot, I'm going to take a little step forward with the right, and then using the balls of my feet, turn my toes to the wall for a left hand high block. Let's do that together. Little step, twist, and block. Again, we're going to do this 5 times. Itch, reset. Knee, reset. Sun, reset. Sheep, reset. Go. Moving on from here, take a straight step forward, punching to the face. Before we step back, now this time, in Forget Itch, when we step back, I did a crisscross. This way I could turn all the way so my chest points to the wall. For Forget a Knee, instead, I want you to kind of look where your left foot is. When I step back, I'm going to step like I'm on a balance beam. My heel is still up, but now I'm on this balance beam here. And when I turn, my heels are both going to come off the floor slightly. So again, my weight's on my toes. And I'm going to turn into a forward-facing Fibonacci. So now my toes are facing straight ahead. And I can block, rolling an inside block to a low block. Roll in, swing down, kind of like a hammer coming out. This is actually a hammer fist to block a strike and then swing up into the groin to pop just below the belt. Block the arm, pop below the belt. Then from here, I'm going to turn. Remember how I spoke earlier about how sometimes we're going to turn out on the heel? This is one of those times. My toes come up on the right so that I can push the right foot and block with the right hand. So let's try that together. From our Shikadachi, we have that left hand hammer down. Pull the right toes out, and then using the right leg, kind of lean forward and push up. So I'm not stepping through here. Instead, I'm letting the left foot kind of drag up from behind, keeping my block. Let's do that 5 times. Ready? Pitch, turn the toes out, lift up, right hand block. Knee, toes out, lift up, right hand block. Sun. Sheep. Go. Moving on, step through for a high punch, before again stepping back onto that high wire onto your balance beam. And now instead of rolling an inside block, we're going to pull straight for a standard low block. Setting our chamber and sliding through to strike. Now, from here, we're going to step up and in with the right leg. With the left leg for 1 chest block, 2 chest blocks, and then a Maigiri front kick on the left leg. Chamber up, kick, and then let your weight fall on that foot. If you have downstairs neighbors, if you're in an apartment, don't stop. Be mindful, be respectful to your neighbors. But anywhere else, if you're outside, on a cushioned surface, at your own home, give that big stomp, let your weight fall. I'm not looking at dropping down and stepping. I'm looking at letting my whole body weight just land on that foot. And we are landing in Zenkutsu. So we just had this block up. Let's go back through that again from the top. Fugani. Yoi. Right foot forward. Turn the heels out. Left block. Step through. High punch. Jodanzuke. Step back. Heel up on the balance beam before turning the heels back for an inside block and hammer. Right toes turn out so I can push up into a right block. Step through for the left, Jodanzuke. Take that left foot back onto the balance beam before turning the heels out for a low block. Left foot draws up for 1, 2, front kick, and drop stomp. From here, my right elbow is going to shoot up the middle, kind of like I'm holding a telephone. So my palm is cupping my ear, but I'm going to make a fist. This way, my elbow can strike upwards just below the chin. Then my right hand's going to punch to the gut. I'm going to take that left hand across to low block, then reverse punch with the right hand. So that combination, coming back to our last block, front kick, stomp, left elbow, right low punch, Gedanzuke, left Gedanfuke, right Gyakuzuke. And we'll move on to the next step. Now remember at the very beginning how I spoke rising up? From here, I'm going to use my left foot to push my body up and then turn partway to my right. So my right side is over here. I'm going to push with my left and turn my chest 90 degrees to the right so I can chop back. Changing my angle here. Lift, take my right hand and point back where my feet were just pointing. So my right foot is pointing behind me. My right hand points in that direction. To move on, again, we're going to turn on the heel again so I can step through for 1 block. Now at this point, you should be facing towards your back wall. Now I'm on my right side. If I kicked with my left earlier, I'm going to kick on my right now. Right foot kick, stomp down. Right elbow, left Geidan-zuke, right Geidan-uke, left Gyaku-zuke. And then same thing, we pulled up on the left over here. Here we're going to pull up on the right, so my left hand can point down the line where I came from. And last series, I'm going to take my heel, my right heel is going to turn out, so my left foot can shoot straight back into Zenkutsu, outside block, double punch. My double punch has my lead leg is the low, back leg is reverse punch. Think of it like you're holding a little picture frame. I'm then going to draw feet together, keeping them nice and low. So my knees bent, knees stay bent, to switch my feet. Left hand's going to come under for that outside block before pulling in, and another double punch. Back to yoi, and bow. And this is Fukada-ni. We're about 5 minutes out, so let's walk through this again, nice and slow, but we're going to keep moving through it. So set your pace, and let's keep going. Kyasuke, Fukada-ni, yoi. Right foot forward, turn to your left, high block. Step through, right, Jodan-zuke. Right foot steps back onto the balance beam to turn an inside block into an upward hammer. Right toes turn out, so turning on the heel to press up to a right Jodan-uke. Step through, Jodan-zuke. Left foot steps back onto the balance beam to turn the heels out behind us, Geidan-uke with the right. Left foot's going to step up and through, Chudan-uke. Right foot steps through, Chudan-uke. Left foot, Maigiri. Stomp it down for forward stance. Your weight's on that front leg. Left elbow, right Geidan-zuke. Left Geidan-uke. Right Gyaku-zuke. Pressing up with the left. Take that right hand, chop back behind. The right heel is going to balance to turn the toes out. Left foot steps through, Chudan-uke. Right foot, Maigiri. Stomp. Right elbow up. Left, Geidan-zuke. Right, Geidan-uke. Left, Geidan-gyaku-zuke. Push up with the right foot so my left hand can swing back where I came from. Turning on the right toe, point the heel out so I can push the left foot through. Right hand comes under for outside block, Chudan-uke, before drawing in for the double punch. Left foot stay low, pulls up so the right foot can shoot out. Left hand's going to dip under to swoop, Chudan-uke, before drawing in and double punch. Draw to yoi and rise. All right. That is Fukada-ni. Now, if you'd like to go over these again, feel free to hit the replay button after the live stream is finished and jump back, watch us a couple times, or check out the rest of our channel. Both Fukadich and Fukada-ni have their own videos as tutorials here on the channel where we talk on just the walkthrough general coordination. So feel free to tune into those videos to brush up on these skills. And then, of course, work with your coaches directly for things that you may need specifically for you. If you ever need to get a hold of me, especially during the COVID-19 crisis that we're currently going through at the filming of this video, you are very welcome to take a recording of yourself using your cellular device or any other means of video recording and email that to me. I'd be more than happy to take a look at what you have and write back to you with points and different ideas to help critique your performance for better performance and just overall improvement of that technique. Now, my email address, if you don't know it, is tcisco@cincymartialarts.com. That's tcisco@cincimartialarts.com. I do check this even with everything going on every day, sometimes every other day, depending on what's going on in my personal life with all the chaos that is happening, but I will reply to those as soon as possible. Otherwise, I hope this lesson was informative to you and you gained something good out of it. We covered a lot, everything from striking above a target, using a chair as a height marker to label our full extensions and picking a pinpoint target. We spoke on using the balls of our feet, both to warm up, just taking the heels out, shifting to a shikarashi so we can turn into Zenkutsu, maintaining one height level, adding punches to that strike, how we can draw back for uke or receiving strikes to then return a strike using that same pivot. And Figure-ichi, looking at weight distribution and how our toes are affecting our turns. So, a lot covered in one day, but Kihon and Kata are two of your three pillars. Practice them regularly, especially given the current circumstances. This is the best time to focus on this internal coordination so that when we are able to return together, we can start right into Kumite and do the partner drills and combative techniques that are so needed. But that being said, I will conclude today's basic class. Let's come to attention. Kyatsuke and arigatou gozaimasu. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. As for our intermediate students, we will get started here in just a moment. So if you are just tuning in, I'm going to take a brief second to get some water, and sort of lubricate the old windpipe, and we will get going into the intermediate level techniques, which will include hook kicks, back kicks, as well as using cat stance in a flow combative drill going down the deck, or more of a combination shadowboxing drill before we get into our later katas today. But you'll excuse me just 1 minute. I'm going to get a quick water and I will be right back. All right. Hello. All right, let's get back into intermediate class. If you are just joining us, please come to the call of my voice. Get set up in your areas. And just like in our basic class, you are going to want a chair. So I'm going to pull mine back out from earlier, as we will be using this similarly as the last class for a height marker in our techniques. If you do not have a chair, please run, grab one now. Preferably one that has a back post at about your belt height or hips. If you cannot find one, then you can absolutely use the seat as your height marker, even grabbing a box or some other object to put on top to rise up that level. So taking a moment, quickly run, grab what you need, bring it to your training area, as this will be pivotal to our kicking drills for today. All right, now that being said, let's go ahead and come together. Katsuke. You get it? Or we trying to forget as much. Katsuke. And bow in. Onegaishimasu. And we'll get going. So, warm-ups. What I like to do for warm-ups today are some burpees. So we're going to jump tall, drop to a push-up, and we're going to go 10 burpees. Ready? Starting low, and jump. Itch. Knee. Sun, Shi, go, Roko, Sichi, Hachi, Ku, Ju, and have a seat. For core, or core exercise, what I'm going to do is half V's. So hover your shins above the ground, knees together. We're going to extend out fully and return. Itch, knee, sun, shi, go, Roko, Sichi, Hachi, Ku, Ju, and relax. Deep breath. Come on up. And warm up the legs with some speed kicks. But for this, we're going to do just basic front kicks. Shoot down and back as fast as you can. Itch, knee, sun, shi, go, Roko, Sichi, Hachi, Ku, Ju, switch, itch, knee, sun, shi, go, Roko, Sichi, Hachi, Ku, Ju. Side kick. Take it from the knee, flick it out. Ready? Itch, knee, sun, shi, go, Roko, Sichi, Hachi, Ku, Ju, switch, itch, knee, sun, shi, go, Roko, Sichi, Hachi, Ku, Ju. Shake it loose. And roll the neck. Relax. Reverse. Big hugs. Chop. Roll up. Roll down. Roll the elbows. Reverse. Roll the wrists. In and out. Duck under. Drop over. And twist. Down to the hips. Reverse. Knees. Reverse. Ankles. Shows up. Blades out. Take your right foot forward and roll the ankle on the ball of the foot. Reverse. Switch. Left leg. Reverse. And straight leg kicks. Taking your right foot, throw it straight up, keeping the knee straight. Itch. Knee. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Switch. Itch. Knee. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. All right. To the sides. Use a wall for a counterbalance. And throw your foot up as high as you can. Again. Itch. Knee. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Other side. Hitch. Ni. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Shake it out. And going back kick. And swinging behind. 2 hands on the wall. Hitch. Ni. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Switch to the left. Hitch. Ni. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And bounce it out. All right, let's go ahead and drop to Zen. And meditate. Close your eyes. Breathe deep. And think about centering your mind. Let all distraction fade away. Slow your breathing. Don't hold your breath. Okay, deep, calm, slow breaths. Relax your shoulders back. Relax your hips to the floor. Keep your spine straight. And open your eyes. Pet your kitty if they've come up to say hello. Now this is Luna, who I don't believe any of my students have met before. Kume, I have brought into the studio in the past, especially when she was very little. And I first rescued her because we had to feed her every couple hours, including during my class times, to make sure she wasn't malnourished, as she was. Kume was found at 1 day old. Luna, here I have had for 3 or 4 years. Had her for a while. She's a good kitty. All right, there's a good Luna. All right, let's get back to business. Shake it out. Lift your knees, and we're ready to go. So, taking your chair back out, we're going to use our augmented kicks, these being crescent, hook, and back kick, using the chair as our target. Now I'm going to take my point as the mid spot on the chair. In this case, it is the highest point on the chair that I have. So we have a rounded edge here. And I'm going to be placing my foot above that point. So I'm not looking to touch my chair whatsoever. Instead, place my foot just above that belt height level. This way, all of my strikes will hit into the gut or ribs on an opponent of equal size. And hello again, Luna. So Luna will probably move. She doesn't like being moved on the chair. There she goes. And let's start off with our crescent kick. In fact, I'm going to turn this for the camera since it's a front angle kick. Crescent kick comes to outside in. So I'm going to strike here and then draw it through the other side. Make sure I pull all the way into this sort of knee out hooked position. Ready? Right legs, hitch, knee, sun, chi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Switch feet. Now your lead foot should be about on the outer edge, but your back foot is here. This way it keeps you squared up with the target. Hitch, knee, sun, chi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Excellent. Let's switch it over to our hook kick. For a hook kick, we're going to do this one a little different today. Because oftentimes in our training, we'll perform a hook kick as sort of a follow-through or sliding kick. Taking that hook around so we can then step through maybe to a round, or going from our round kick into a hook kick, spinning through. In this case, I'm going to retrieve it. So for a front kick, this would mean chamber up, extension, retrieval to return. On Moashigiri, we do this very often by coming up, extending through, and then returning, retrieving the kick. Hook kick, we want to be able to do the same. So as I swing through from front to back, I'm going to bring it, return to the front, and chamber to return. So we should look a little something like this. Up in front, hook it back so the knee is pointed, return it out before placing down. Now this is one you can do preset. You do not have to pivot for this. In fact, I encourage you to do this preset. Ready? Right leg, hitch, knee, sun, sheep, go, roko, sichi, hachi, whoop, coup, ju. Switch sides. Hitch, knee, sun, sheep, go. Keep your back straight. That means don't lean forward. Roko, Sichi, Hachi, Ku, Ju. And relax. Shake it out. Now for back kick. Back kick's going to be a little trickier because back kick is really intended to strike into the stomach, not so much into the chest or jawline. So we're looking to push straight behind. Now for this, what I'm going to try and do is place my toe, my big toe, on the hip point of my chair. This way my heel can be pointed towards the sky. Again, we're not looking to push the toe out, but rather keep the toe drawn in, just like we would on a square chamber, pulling the toes back to the knee. This way the heel can push out above. The strike is with the heel, not the toe. I'm just using my toe as a guiding point, so my heel can push slightly above and beyond. Ready up, and itch, knee, sun, sheep, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Switch feet, itch, knee, sun, sheep, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. And relax. Shake it out. And let's have a little fun by combining these kicks. As I mentioned before, round and hook kick spin well together. So setting up in our fighting position. For this one, I'm going to offset, so my lead leg is pointing to the center of the bar. I'm going to round kick over, place my feet together, and hook kick through. Ready? Itch, place, and through. Then I'm going to switch to the other side. Knee, then the right. Sun, sheep, go. Ooh, kick cat. Roko, Cinchi. Ooh, kitty cat. Ooh. Very sorry. Dude. Go. All right, they keep this up. I'm gonna put them up in their room. All right, and time. Shake it out. Kicks are looking solid. Now, let's move into our strikes, making good time. For our strike combination today, keeping this theme of foot placement and twisting on the ball of the foot, let's warm up our feet a little bit using the routine that we did in basic. This is placing on one side of the room. We're going to skip straight to the 1-2 routine, making the V, closing the toes, closing the heels, toes, heels. So we have one foot on the heel while the other foot is on the ball of the foot, and then alternating to switch. Close the toes, close the knee, heels. You can also think of this as your knees moving. Close the knees with the toes, open the knees with the heels. Close, open, close, open. Make sure the heels touch in between. And shake it out. All right. For our routine today, we're going to look at combining Niku Ashidashi, Shikadachi, and Zenkutsu. So what I'd like you to do is start off in a left foot Shikadachi, hands on your hips, or I'm sorry, Niku Ashidashi. We're then going to push the left foot forward into our Shikadachi, then pop the back heel out to turn our Zenkutsu. Draw up into a new cat stance. When I do this, my front toes are pointed. As I draw in and up, my heel pops in slightly. So my rear toes can be 45 to the corner, and then pop the heel a little bit further, another 45. So I have a nice open Shikadachi pointing to the side and the front before popping that heel back out for my Zenkutsu. 45 on the right, 90 on the right, back to 45 on the right. Moate, when I get to the end, drawing the heel in so I can turn on the left into my cat. Horse, forward. Cat, horse, forward. Cat, horse, forward. Moate, bringing my anchor in to turn on the right. Cat, horse, forward. I want to draw back again so you can keep an eye on my heels. Cat, heel turns in 45. Horse, heel turns in another 45, make it 90. 40, or forward, to back 45. Cat, horse, forward. Wate, pulling the anchor in, and turn. Now let's pause there for just a moment and talk about how we turn from Zenkutsu up into a Niku. To do this, what we're going to look at is a planting foot and an anchor foot. Your planting foot is going to be the leg that is planted into the ground. This is the one where the majority of your weight is set. So, for Zenkutsu Dachi, this would be your front leg. As my back foot, you kind of come up without shifting my weight. However, if I tried to lift my front foot, I'd have to really rock my body. On horse stance, Shikadachi, both feet are planted. They are both anchoring or locking into the floor, and neither one is an anchor foot. Instead, they are both planting feet. For Niku Ashidashi, my planting foot would be the rear, because again, I can lift the free leg. So your plant foot is where your weight is primarily placed. Your anchor foot is going to be sort of the supporting leg. This is the one that has the 10 to 20% of your weight. It's supporting you slightly, but not really to such a degree that it affects where your balance point is. Rather, your anchor foot is going to allow you to draw to a certain point. If we return to our basics, Chizen Taidachi, I take my lead foot. Right now, I am evenly balanced, so both feet are planted. As soon as I try and shift my foot over, try and kind of keep your weight in the middle as you bring that front foot over. It's kind of hard. So I'm going to rock my weight back just a little so that foot can slide over. When I do this, suddenly that back leg becomes a planted foot, a primarily plant foot. My front foot is now anchoring to a new position. Then I can return my weight to the center and twist. On Zenkutsu Dachi, I have my plant foot in front. My anchor foot is going to come along the back. My weight is still here on the front, so that as I turn, my weight shifts to the middle before then shifting to the front. The anchor foot allows you to move and sort of flow your weight in the direction you want. It's not necessarily the foot that you're placing weight onto. You know, think about Zenkutsu. As I turn over, my weight is still here. This is still my plant. This is still my anchor. As I turn, now I'm in a new stance. Now I'm in Shikadachi before turning in Zenkutsu. So my left leg during the turn does not become a planted foot until after the turn has already been complete. It's still an anchor. As I'm turning, I'm still primarily on the right before my turn is finished, and now I'm finally at the end point. After the turn has completely ended, am I now in Shikadachi? Using this principle, this idea, is how we can apply it to cat stance turns, or even Zenkutsu to Nibashi-dashi turns. When I'm turning in cat stance, plant foot on the back, anchor foot on the front. As I step over, I'm going to use this foot to shift my weight forward. I now have a new planted foot. My anchor foot is in the back, so my weight can twist on this left foot. Moite, anchor foot, shift to make it the plant. Now my anchor's in the back to allow me to turn, kind of using this foot to either push or pull the floor away. In this case, my weight is on the right. I'm going to kind of use my left foot to pull the floor, squeezing a little bit to kind of draw my weight around to that point, towards this foot, but not on this foot. This is why we call it the anchor. Just like a ship at sea, the ship floats in the water. As the waves hit, it moves. If the waves got big enough, it would push the boat through the waters. So, what do the ship captains do? They drop a big heavy weight, those big anchors that have the hooks on them, and that will lock them to the ground so that as the waves push the boat, that anchor pulls them back. The anchor draws the boat back into place. So, when we're looking at Zenkutsu to Nibashi-dashi on turn, all I'm going to keep this plant foot as it is. My anchor foot in the back is going to draw up, stay as an anchor, so my weight remains on this right foot. Let's practice that a couple times. Placing your right foot forward, Zenkutsu Dachi, draw the left foot up and behind so we're touch, and then keep your weight on your right foot as you twist. So your left foot is never pressing into the floor. Let's do that 5 times. Itch, draw, turn on the right. Reset. Knee. Reset. Sun. Shi. Are you turning all the way so that that anchor knee is pointing behind you in that back direction? Go. Go ahead and switch sides. Now with the left leg out front, itch, draw the right as your anchor, keep your weight on the left. Reset. Knee. Sun. Shi. Go. And we maintain cat stance. All right. So keep this in mind, we're now going to continue with the routine we had earlier. Cat, horse, forward. But now when you get to the ends, use that forward into the cat using the anchors to help you turn. Ready? Right leg out. In. Nibashi-dashi. Shikadachi. Zenkutsu. Niko Ashidashi. Shikadachi. Zenkutsu. Niko. Shiko. Zen. Draw. Nico, Shiko, Zen. Nico, Shiko, Zen. Nico, Shiko, Zen. Moite, Nico, Shiko, Zen. Be mindful of that heel. Nico, heel turns in. Shiko, heel turns in. Zen, heel pushes out. Nico, heel in. Shiko, heel in. Zen, heel out. Moite, Nico, Shiko, Zen. Nico, Shiko, Zen. Nico, Shiko, Zen. And shake it out. All right, looking good. Now, how's our time? Excellent. Let's move into the strike combination. We have four strikes we're going to put with this, after which we're on this drill a couple of times. We'll then move to a water break. So push through it. We'll get them done. For this combination, we're going to start from our Zenkutsu. Guards up, at least to start. The hands are going to switch as we go. I'm going to start from a Zenkutsu Dachi, give me a Maigiri, and then place it down in our Nagashi Dachi. From here, my lead hand is going to back fist, push into Shikadachi, lead hand inside elbow, Zenkutsu, backside upward elbow. Maigiri, keeping that elbow up so we can drop the back fist. Shikadachi, so we can push out and draw the hip for that inside elbow strike. Back hip pops in for the upward elbow. Maigiri, Nigashirashi, Uriken, Shikadachi, Hijiate, Zenkutsudachi, Hijiate. And reset back. Ready? Ich, ni, sun, shi. Ich, ni, sun, shi. Ich, ni, sun, shi. Ich, ni, sun, shi. Reset. I'm going to change my angle for your view. Keep yours wherever you are. You're doing fine. Ich, ni, sun, shi. Ich, ni, sun, shi. Ich, ni, sun, shi. Reset. And let's flow through it. One count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Use your stances. Step before you strike. Lock the stance before the hit. Ready? Up. Up. Reset. Up. 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 Reset. Up. 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 Reset. Up. 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 And yame. All right. Feel free to play with this on your own time, moving between these steps to get that combination. This is a nice hit against an opponent, sort of striking the gut, your kick to bend them down, back fist into the bridge of the nose, elbow into the temple, second elbow into the chin. So what we're doing is sit down, stay down, lay down, get back up. Sort of rocking their head in multiple directions. Bring their head down with the kick, and then middle side up to sort of rock the skull. But that'll do it for now. Let's go into a water break. Great. Get some water. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. All right, and we're back. And we have a Kume. Hello, Kume. Oh, come here, kitty. Ah. So, as I mentioned before, Kume is one who's been with the studio for a long time. Actually, rescued her during a private lesson about a year and a half ago. And she's getting much bigger since the first time she came to the studio. But we'll bring her off to the side so she doesn't accidentally get kicked or broken during training. Again, having animals around is a great way to remain mindful of your surroundings, because your cats, your dogs are going to know when you bump into them. So be mindful of where they are, be respectful of all creatures near and around you and throughout the world on that greater scale. But let's continue. Katsuke, right? And into kata. For our kata today, I'd like to take a look back first at Pinan Nidan, followed by Pinan Shodan. Nahanchi Shodan, we may get to by the end of the day, but when it comes to footwork, Nahanchi Shodan is far less strenuous, as it is simply the Nahanchi Dachi, toes pointed forward as we squeeze the whole foot, ball, and heel equally into the ground, and then shifting our weight to one foot for the crossovers, lining the toes up so we can then hook, crescent kick into a side kick stop, and squeeze. Then the same thing on the return. Crescent side stop and squeeze at the bottom. This is the Hanchi stances. This is really the only thing that any of the three Nahanchis do, with the one exception being the heel kick, but again, that's going to draw to a Yokogiri stomp and returning that grip. So we're going to be focusing far less on the Nahanchis today, because of their simplicity in stance and style. This is more to build up leg strength than coordination on pivots that we're focusing today. So keep this in mind. Do that in your training. If you need to review Nahanchi, check out one of our other videos here on the YouTube channel. All right, 4. Starting off with Pinan Nidan. Katsuke, right, Pinan Nidan. Open yoi, keeping the balls of the feet planted. Open the heels so that we're parallel, pointing to the front, shoulder width apart. Yoi, hands out in front. And our first step is going to take the right foot with a half step forward before shifting our weight onto the right. This is our plant foot. Using the left as the anchor foot as before. Sort of place your right foot forward and sit onto that right foot. While I do this, my heels are going to kind of pop out towards my right side behind me. Let's go ahead and play with that turn a couple times. Go 10 times. We'll shift it. Hitch and sit onto the right. Knee, twist and sit. Sun, shi, go. Roko, Sichi, Hachi, Ku, Ju. Now it's at this point that the hands would strike in, right hand on top, so that the left hand can draw under, pinky up for the hammer fist. So the left hand is going to keep that elbow out and sort of make a circle. From that yoi, elbow stays where it was, and the arm circles around that point. So as my weight shifts, the hand draws in. As my weight sets, the hammer drops off. Up. 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 Hey. Now, from here, we're going to step straight through into a chest punch before then drawing back, just like you got an itch, cross step with the heel up, turning on the toes, dropping the heel as my left heel turns out, all the way Shikunachi to Zenkutsu, another block. The moment this low block finishes, we're going to kick that right foot off the ground to shift our weight onto the back leg. So let's try that a couple times. Up, and return. Kick the right to sit on the left. Extend the left to push the right. Ich. Ni. Sun. Shi. Go. Now, the hands, after that low block, just like we did the hammer fist before, I'm going to take that elbow, my right elbow is going to stay out, and the fist is going to rock in, pinky up to circle where the right elbow is. So as I kick back, the hand comes with, the elbow stays out. As I set the stance, the hammer ends. 5 times. Ich. Ni. Sun. Shi. Go. Then step through and punch. From here, we're going to step down the line, Shigurachi Zenkutsu, just like we got Ichwood, only now when we step up, we're going to go into high blocks. 1, 2, 3. On all of these, my toes are facing the front, parallel as I walk. It's Chizen Taidachi. Now, to step through, Fuga Ich would have us step to the corner. Pinan Nidan has us overstep to the wall. So my toes on my left foot as it steps around are in front of the right toe line. Sort of, if I position using the camera here, my right toes, you can see, are level with the bottom of the screen. As my left foot comes around, I'm going to bring it all the way until you see my left toes disappear. This means they're in front of my right toe line. I can then kick it all the way out, straight leg, so that I can turn on both toes. All the way around for Zenkutsu, facing this wall. This is a 90, 180, 270 degree turn. Ready? Joranuke. Set your weight on your right. Drop as though you're in Zenkutsu. And take that left leg all the way around. Straight knee before we bend the knee for Shigurachi, and straighten the right knee for Zenkutsu. We then step all the way up and through for Joranuke, punching to the face. Then just like Fuga Ich, stepping back and across for that cross step. My right leg is now on this side of the train tracks. My left foot is on this side. So I can turn using the balls of my feet. Step through, and this is, of course, a low block before I step through Joranuke. I'll then step down the line, left foot, stepping onto that train track, right heel pushes out, for Geinanuke, drawing up for 3 punches. Ich, Ni, Sun. Of course, step through on that last one, I had to switch my feet because I was too close to the wall. From here, I'm going to take my back foot, and instead of stepping, setting my weight on my right, and then stepping with a straight knee, I'm going to bend my knee. My toes are still in front of the right toe line, just like I did earlier. It's just much shorter, so I can twist into Nikashidashi. Think of plant foot and anchor foot. Let's set that up again. Chizen Taidachi, Joranzuke. Set your plant foot, place your anchor, and twist on the plant foot. For Geidan Shuto Uchi. We're then going to shift our weight to the left to push the right through for another Shuto Uchi. Keeping my plant foot on the left, I'm going to bring my right back in a straight line. So my heel is pointing straight through so that I can just barely cross. My knees are kind of touching behind. Keep the plant foot on the left, anchor on the right to make sure my twist remains on the left. Geidan Uchi. Drop the right, push through the left, and Geidan. We're then going to draw back. This time, instead of passing through the heel, I'm going to pull the toes even with my right toes on, say, a high wire before I turn both heels out and return to my yoi. All right, let's go through that again. However, just like basic locks, I'm going to adjust the camera angle here so that you can take a closer look at the foot positions in each strike. Katsuke. Great. Pinan Nidan. Yoi. Heels turn out parallel. Up. 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 Lock it. Push it. Up. 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 Plant foot. Anchor foot way out there. Middle and front leg weight. Up. Up. Cross. Up. 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 Plant foot. Anchor foot. Twist on the plant. Up. Plant the left. Keep the plant on the left. Up. Plant the right. Draw. Set in center. All right. Again. Pinan Nidan. Yoi. Up. 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 Kick away. Up. 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 Plant on the left. Anchor the right way out. I'm sorry. Anchor. Plant the right. Anchor the left way out. Sit in the center. Turn it out. Up. Up. Cross. Up. 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 Plant the right. Anchor the left. Up. Up. Keep the plant on the left. Up. Anchor the plant the right. Draw to yoi. Break. This is Pinan Nidan. Now I'm going to draw the camera back up so we can move on for Pinan Shodan. What? Sorry, Miss Megan's in the room. She's laughing at me.
Not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Jack Black dancing to King on me.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought Miss Megan was laughing at me because she was giggling and looking at me. But apparently she saw something on YouTube unrelated to us. All right. Let's move on for Pinan Shodan. Katsuke. Great. Pinan Shodan. Yoi. Again, this yoi is just the same. It's an open hand. All Pinans are going to have this same starter. As we begin, we're going to step out with the right and shift the weight down. And just like Pinan Nidan, that motion remains the same. What will change is now the hands. So as I step out, I'm going to draw my hands to my right hip with the right hand on bottom, left hand on top, kind of placing my fingers, knuckles or fists with the fingers sort of pressed together. You should feel them kind of easily slide into each other like two little puzzle pieces. They're not resting on the wrists. They're not resting knuckle to knuckle, but rather the knuckles fit into these little slots, like two little puzzle pieces that can grip together. If I open my fingers, they could hold, but I'm not actually grip the fingers together. So they sit here on the right hip, right foot is out, so that as I shift down, my front hand, which is now my left, can shoot an outside block as my right hand draws up into a hook punch that will end in sort of a Jodan Uke position. But it's swinging up to that point rather than drawing up to block. So we have the block here and hook punch, almost like we're going to throw a hook into the temple. Block an outside hand and hook up into the temple. From here, The right hand will drop in front of the fist, almost as though I'm doing a backwards high block. You know, Jonuke sets my shield here and I draw up. This is going to go backwards. I'm going to drop it in front, pulling down on it so that I can punch through with the left. Let's take it from the top. Ready? Step, hug the hip, shift the weight, Chudan Uke, and hook punch. Drop the right on top, push the left. We're then going to Moate. Now remember, we are in cat stance, so after I step over, I'm going to shift my weight onto that left. So now I have a new plant, new anchor. I'm going to set my hands on that left hip, now with the right hand on top. Turn. So now my right hand is going to block, and the left hand can throw the hook. Drop the left in front to block down and punch through. From here, I'm going to keep my right anchor in place, shift my weight to it, so I can draw my feet together. Now at this point, my toes should be pointing 45 degrees. So as I draw, my right heel is going to pull in, just as though I was going to step through for a new cat stance. Only instead of stepping straight up, I'm going to pull the feet flat together. This will allow me to keep my weight here as I shift onto the left, but without transitioning my weight forward or back. I'm on one pinpoint position, so I can lift either leg without adjusting where my body is. This is going to help me on the kick about to come. All right, let's take it from the top, and we'll get back to that position. You're in position. Up, right foot forward. Hip. Shift the weight. Throw the strike. Up, drop, and punch through. Moate. Shift the plant. Turn on the anchor for the strikes. Drop, punch through. Bring the right heel in 45 to pull the toes together. And I'm going to keep my weight on the left foot now as my right leg draws up to Chudan Uke. If I change my angle here, I'm going to chamber and block at the same time. Sort of making a wall here on my right side before I kick and then drop the foot in front. Again, my weight's still on here on the left, but now I have this foot out front that I can shift my weight onto for a new plant, left foot anchoring to twist into my high knife. So for a side view, this should look, let's see, I'm going to face this way. From the top, Yoi, right foot steps forward, shift your weight onto the right to strike, drop and punch. Moate, shift your weight to the left to twist and strike, drop in front to punch, drop your right heel 45 inwards to draw your feet together, weight onto the left, wall, kick, cross step when you drop, shift your weight, and turn for cat stance. We're then going to do 3 strikes going down. This was 1, 2, 3. After your 3rd strike, I want you to step straight through for a spear hand. Spear hand being just like a Chudan Zuke, only now we're going to open our fingers and turn it vertical so that my index and middle finger are sort of flat to the target. There's many ways to interpret this, whether it's the fingers digging in or exposing that first knuckle to press, sort of like a ridge hand. This is more for bunkai practice, but for right now, let's think just the angle, flat with the thumb, flat with the first 2 fingers. All right, from here, we just did that knife hand strike, Nikite. I'm going to take a 270-degree turn, placing my weight on my right, place my left anchor in front of the toe line so I can turn for a high knife. And then just like Pinan Nidan, with the lows, I'm going to do it with the highs. Keep the weight on the left, shift to the right. Now from here, my left foot is forward, my weight is on the right. I'm going to turn my whole body, kind of pivoting outwards. So now my feet are making a 90-degree angle. My lead left foot anchor is pointing to the front. This will allow me to shift my weight onto it. However, I'm going to turn this heel a little further. So once my body turns to that point, I'm going to continue the foot around. So the heel turns parallel or perpendicular with the opposite foot. I can then shift my weight onto it so that my back foot heel comes off the ground and my knees can press together. This is a corkscrew stance. So once again, from that left high knife, shift my weight, place my weight onto the right or onto the left foot as I drop the heel inwards and pull the right knee in. Having that right heel come up off the ground, this will allow me to roll my right hand into a back fist before kicking, placing the foot down, setting my weight in the center before Gyakuzuke. Then the same thing on the right. Shift my weight onto the right foot, turning the heel out and pulling the left knee in with the left heel up. Back fist. Maegiri, place back on the train tracks. Weight in the center so that I can pop this heel back, turning the hip in and punch. We'll then step Shikarashi, just a stand Shikarashi, weight in the center, roll my shoulders before flicking the hip and heel. Then a good Zenkutsu turn, but overstep it slightly so that we can twist all the way to the corner for low block, high block, to the right, low block, high block, and back to Yoi. Obviously, I turned a little backwards at the end there because of some adjustments I made during the discussion, but you should end facing the same way as you started. All right, now we're almost there, so let's run this one more time, a little bit quicker, reviewing those pinpoints. Katsuke, Pinan Shodan, Yoi. Up, right foot forward, set your weight, planting on the right, drop, punch through, Moate, plant to the left, twist, double strike, drop, and punch through. Plant the right, draw up, planting the left now to make the wall, cross step, plant the right to twist. For 1, 2, 3. Step through, Chizentai, weight in the center for Nikite. Plant the right as we dip down, left foot crossing the toe line to turn on the right. Remember, left is the anchor here, so there's no weight on it. Until now, we step onto it. Keep the left anchor, left plant, right plant. Keep the right plant till you face the back. Left plant, turning the heel into the center. Right heel pops up and back. Back fist, kick, plant, weight in the center. Pop the heel and hip. Weight, plant the right. Left heel pulls up for the back fist. Maegiri, place, plant in the center to turn out the right heel on the punch. Step all the way in to Shikarachi, weight in the center, rolling the shoulders into Zenkutsu, popping that back foot so your planting is on the right. Anchor the left on the corner, draw up, Joranuke, right side, draw up, Joranuke, draw back to Yoi, and rate. This was Pinan Shodan. All right, continue practice. Again, if you need to review this again, simply rewind the video, take a look through it, watch it again. If you want to see this done a little bit faster and just need to work on the coordination of the kata, for at least in our school, the very first kata stripe as a blue belt, then please check out the Pinan Shodan video in our kata library here on the channel. Again, most of the katas, at least the Q rank katas, are available in that folder. But it is now 8 o'clock. I would like to thank you all for joining us, either both today and in the future. Continue to train, continue to practice. It's times like this where going to the gym, going to the studio, at its most difficult, at its most sort of blockaded, that training at home and continuing on your schedule is most important. It's times like this that are going to separate the hobbyists that do it for a little while and the future black belts that are going to make it that distance, get to that rank and beyond. So continue to practice, continue to drive yourself. This is going to be one of the most testing parts of your training in your life. So push through it, stay dedicated, stay focused. I'm very proud of you, and I'll see you in the next one. Kiatsuke. Arigatou gozaimasu. Bye-bye. End stream. End.